Welcome back. Well, following the release of the 5th and 6th volumes of the State Capture Report by the Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, there have been more calls for action to be taken by the police and the NPA for those implicated. Economist Dr Iraj Abedian has proposed that the companies that were caught up, people like Bain or McKinsey, or helped enable state capture, should pay reparations. He is the CEO of Pan-African Investment and Research Services. He joins me now. Dr. Abedian, good evening and thank you for your time. I mean, tonight as I talk to you, we're relieved to be able to see you because it means that you have electricity during a period of stage 6 load shedding. So many people don't. As Eskom was trying to fix itself, McKinsey was trying to make money from Eskom. They paid some of that money back. What punishment do you think they should serve?
Thank you very much, Stephen. I think McKinsey didn't pay some of the money not even all the money that they stolen. They paid part of what they had stolen, but not what they were going to steal. Their contract was for over 12 billion, of which they had already received about 1.5 billion, and they paid back short of $1 billion. We have a whole lot of others. We had PwC implicated in there. We had SAPS implicated. We had General Electric, Hitachi, Chancellor House. These are all the network of corruption and enablers of corruption. Of course, those executives and ministers and others are also involved. But the upshot of it, Stephen, is that 14 years later, something that should have and could have been resolved in, let's say, 24 months, 36 months, here we are. 14 years later, the organization has been paralyzed, the government has been paralyzed, the political party has been corrupted and ripped apart, and the country is, in a way, not only downgraded, but is stuck in a very, very sort of precarious, vulnerable social, political, economic, financial situation. Now, you can't go and, in the form of McKinsey, put something together, or Bain's, or all of them. I don't want to repeat that. It's not one or two. We know them now. And it's no longer a question of me or others accusing them. They've agreed. They've paid penalties. So they know that they have caused this havoc. Now, they can't just pay what they've stolen. There is reparation, there is damage, which is the norm internationally and in the commercial enterprises. So I'm suggesting that that's what should happen, and I'm very disappointed that the president and his cabinet are just covering up these things instead of going after them.
There's an audacity to it. I'm sure you read the Financial Times. You might well have seen it. The incoming global managing partner at McKinsey, Bob Sternfels, gave an interview earlier this month. In the profile, he was asked, and the article talks about the scandal in South Africa, as the British journalist puts it. He's then asked in a separate panel in the Financial Times, who is the leader you look up to most? Dr. Abedian, I'm sure you know what he said. He said Nelson Mandela. I wanted to still do it now, I want to bang my head on the table at the sheer audacity. He praises Nelson Mandela and steals from us.
Absolutely. I mean, to me, the audacity, quite frankly, goes beyond that. The audacity goes not only for him, for politicians in England, in US, in Japan, in France, who very frequently praise our democracy, praise our peaceful transition, praise the leadership and moral rectitude of Mandela and his cohort in the ANC at that time. And yet, in the next sentence, they enable corruption, they turn their sort of faces the other way, they actually take us for a fool. Here we are, they've caused havoc for 60 million population with the generations to come, and they don't feel bad about it, and all they do every so often, they want to help here and they want to develop there. I believe the government and us as a civil society, we need to now mobilize, now that we have the documented Zondo report, to require an international inquiry, because our government and our NPA are not fit for purpose. And really, I strongly feel about this, and I really want to invoke what happened under Hitler. That horrible burning of 6 million Jews. Germany, as we speak, still pays reparation, as we speak. And they have been doing it. Now, what's the difference? What's the difference? An orchestrated cabal of political and corporate players rip the nation apart, kill the nascent democracy, and they get away with it. And you know what is the audacity, Stephen, is that those banks who were involved, McKinsey that was involved, KPMG that was involved, they're still doing business and making money in our country and in our economy. I find that very, very sad and very, on their part, audacious, but on our part and our political leadership, a real indictment.
Dr. Iraj Abedian, thank you. CEO at Pan-African Investments and Research Services.